Welcome to North American Trapper today. We're getting the opportunity to head back out to South Dakota with Mark Steck of Weeby Knives, and we're going to be going after skunks. And ultimately, he's going to show you the methods and techniques that he uses. I'm going to work into the show as well with a Duke cage trap, but skunks are also a nest raider, just like raccoons, possums, and different animals. In the spring, they're going to be out there in South Dakota going after the pheasant nests. You're going to have skunks in the east that are getting into duck nests and turkey nests. So anytime you can take some of these skunks out of the equation, it's going to relieve some of that pressure on your ground nesting birds. But it's always an enjoyment to me to get out there to South Dakota, and Mark's a fun guy to be around, and I think you're going to enjoy this show a lot.
Well, we got one. A decent sized skunk. I've got a 160 set in a culvert down here. And I got it on a Barker's stabilizer. And there's a trail. This is a concrete type culvert. It's probably pretty old. And so there was a trail coming through here, but better yet, there's some abandoned buildings or buildings to my east. And so I'm assuming that trail came from those buildings, and the skunks and coons probably winter in those buildings. Sometimes these skunks will winter in culverts. This culvert's probably just a tad big for that. And I've got behind me, I've got sunflowers. And I don't know much about what the skunks eat. You can look in their turds and find out what they're eating. But they eat a lot of insects. They'll eat grain. They're an omnivore. And there's nothing like them, really. They're an amazing creature. And he's not a huge one. He's got fair stripes, a little yellowing in there. And what I do is I skin them, keep the pelt, and there's value in the essence. And the beauty of this is you don't have much competition, if any. And you have to get good at it in order to make it so it's not unbearable. You have to learn to handle that skunk essence and skin those critters. And I'm in the tan fur business, and so it gives me a reason to come out here and enjoy this. Okay, we're going to get this on the stabilizer. We got it wired off. You got to wire them off, or they're going to wander a ways. Most cases not far. Or a coyote may come along and steal the trap and the critter that's dead in it. Be careful with these. It's going to hurt if you get your fingers in there. They're made to kill the critter. We're going to encourage that animal just to keep on walking right where it's easiest. And I bet we'll get another skunk there. Not a big one, but not a bad one. And he didn't spray much. I can smell just a little hint of skunk, but he didn't spray a lot. Most of that essence is going to be in there. And we'll put it into a bottle.
The Trapper of the Week is Kane Metcalf with his dad Thomas on a nice raccoon, taken in a Duke dog proof, baited with cat food and fish oil. Congratulations, Kane, and get your chance to be Trapper of the Week by visiting us at NorthAmericanTrapper.com.
Handling nest raiders is our specialty, and you can become the steward of your own land with our North American Trapper scent package, which includes our Coonbuster DP bait and magnet trailing scent. Our sweet scented trailer will draw them in, where our Coonbuster will then take over, and its soaked crawfish essence will entice those nest raiders to work the trap consistently. Look no further than our North American Trapper Combo scent package for all your predation control needs. North American Trapper. Proven products. Proven conservation.
Welcome back to Duke Trap's presentation of North American Trapper with Alan Probst.
Well, this is one of those situations that probably going to find all across America. This is a junk pile, so a lot of ranches and farms are going to have these type areas. And, you know, they're critter magnets. You know, you can see all the sign working around this junk pile. You can see here in the hole where they're going down in under here rooting for grubs or something to eat. And ultimately, we're going to put a Duke cage trap in here. This is a really good device to catch those problem skunks, possums, raccoons, you know, anywhere across the country. And you can move the animal as well by just moving it to another area to dispatch it or whatever. But ultimately, these Duke cage traps are going to work for you, and we're going to put one of them in here. They're very easy to set. Just pulling up on the rings and getting over here, and now that's set right here. And with that, it's not going to go off until they get back here and around where the bait is and hit the pan, and it's going to fall down, and we're going to have one. We're just going to use our coon buster here, and we're going to use some magnet trailing scent to lure them in, and that's very simple as well. I want to put all my bait here in the back, so they actually have to get back through the trap to get to it to set the trap off. We're going to lure them in, as I said, with this magnet. I'm just going to put that up in there and right into the trap, and that's really all it takes. And I fully expect us to have action here tomorrow. There's just way too much sign here. I think they're rooting in through here every night. Whether it's a skunk or a raccoon or whatever, I fully expect to have something here. And, you know, that's one of the things also. You're going to have possums, skunks, raccoons. They're going to be, you know, attacking a lot of these ground nesting birds across the country on all of these ranches, farms, and things of that nature. We have nothing but pheasants galore out here in South Dakota. And, you know, if a raccoon finds that nest, it's going to eat all those eggs. If a skunk finds a nest, it's going to eat all those eggs. And it doesn't matter whether it's ducks or turkeys or whatever. If one of these critters on your land or your farm or your ranch or your little hunting lease finds those nests, they're going to destroy that whole nest. And whether you're using a DP or a cage trap or a coil spring trap, getting some of those out of the equation is going to take some of that pressure off of your ground nesting birds. But this is ready to go. It's a really good spot here, this trail, and I fully expect tomorrow coming in here and having something. But it's very easy, and I'd highly recommend you get an opportunity, check out these Duke cage traps, because they are something that can help alleviate a lot of those problem critters on your property.
Well, we've got a trail going up here, sunflower seeds. Notice the telephone pole or the pole, power pole, whatever it is. That's a landmark. A lot of times your trails are going to go by those. Got two 160s, and we got two skunks, and one's a big daddy too. Now there's probably coon using this trail as well, but I set them low because I want the skunk. Oh man, that's a big skunk. But they get big. That's why I come to this area, for big skunks. And we are near a culvert, and I missed that culvert the first time through. That's where the sets should have been, but how can I complain when you get a double? Big skunk. Beautiful stripes. I bet we'll get 1 to 2 ounces of essence out of him. Just a beautiful skunk. Now you want to stay on the trail when you can, because you want to discourage, you want to keep the trail intact so they walk down that trail. It's imperative that you keep the integrity of the trail. Always watch for landmarks, telephone poles, trees, or culverts. Those are the keys in locating your trails. I just fly down the road, but I slow down where I see a landmark, because for some reason, and I can't say for sure why, that's always where the trails are. They're almost always crossing the road by a landmark. Or if you're in the middle of a field, there's one cottonwood tree. That's where your trail is going to be. Yeah, I may smell like skunk, but once you're around it enough, you can't smell it anymore. Other people will tell you you stink. And it's wonderful, you get to a certain age in your life, and you don't care. You just don't care anymore. It's the perfect time of life. You don't care what people think about your catch. You don't care what they think about your hair. As long as you're happy and your spouse is happy. And I'm out here where there's hardly any people. And I'm doing stuff nobody else does. I mean, who's out there trapping skunks? Well, I'm in heaven.
North American Trapper Predation Packages. Get any one of our specific trapping packages that has been ultimately designed to help you become the master predation controller of your farm, ranch, or hunting lease. Control the predators that are costing you time and money, and get out there trapping today with one of our North American Trapper Predation boxes. All of the packages come with the trapping essentials to get you out in the field, plus an instructional DVD that will show you the way. Visit us at NorthAmericanTrapper.com and start breaking dirt today.
Welcome back to Duke Trap's presentation of North American Trapper with Alan Probst.
Well, I just wanted to take a second here and show you how you can use these Duke dog proofs for skunk trapping. And, you know, normally we're going to set this dog proof and we're going to have it in the ground. It's going to be straight up. And, you know, most of the time you're setting these for coons. But when you have a lot of skunks and a lot of areas, you know, out west or down south where you have a lot of skunks and raccoons in the same area, the skunks have a predominantly shorter arm, and so when they get up on that DP, they'll have a tendency to pull it over, it'll get set off, and you don't catch them. What you can do, and what I've done here, is just dig a hole that actually allows you to get this trap now down in there level with the ground. Now if a skunk comes in here now and he's looking for the bait in there, he can't pull that over because I got that in a hole to where it's pretty level now. And you know, we'll take our coon buster, we're just going to put a little bit of that coon buster down under the trigger, and then we're just going to, we have a lot of skunk traffic here around this junk pile, we're just going to pour a little bit of that over that top of that trap to just entice them to maybe lick it and then realize there's something down in there. But what that's going to allow the skunk to do now is get some leverage on its back legs here and drive its arm down in there under that trigger and pull it up without knocking that trap over. But that's just one thing that you can do to help give yourself more chances for success out there with these DPs. Like I said, predominantly we're going to be using those for raccoons. When you have a high skunk population like this, just take some time, dig a little trench, a little hole here, get that DP, you know, down level with the ground to where that skunk can have some leverage to drive down in there, and you're going to increase your skunk percentages if you make that type of set when you're using the DPs. And ultimately, we're out here, we're on this nice ranch in South Dakota, and we're wanting to take these critters out of the population for these guys, you know, take some, you know, alleviate some of that pressure on those ground nesting birds. But if you dig that trench or that little hole, get that down to where that's level with the ground, those skunks now can get that down in there, put some pressure to get that trigger. And that's just something that can help you be more successful out on your line.
Let's take a look at the North American Trapper Product Spotlight.
Well, I got a little goodie bag today. Just got a case of number 2 Duke Dogless via UPS. Our season starts here in Pennsylvania in a couple days, and I'm excited to try these out. The new Duke Dogless comes, it's double base plated, center base swiveled. It's got the trigger system dogless, And it's also 4-coiled for those areas where you're gonna have some freezing temperatures to get it up through the dirt. But we're gonna set one of these and see what we have to offer. Oh, that's nice. Nice and flat, right out of the box. Check the pan tension. Pretty good, right out of the box. But if you're in the market for a trap that's gonna be a good universal trap for you for bobcat, fox, coyote, it doesn't matter. This offset jaw is going to be a lot kinder to the animal. You got the dogless system. They've really done a nice job here with these. Just another addition to their Pro Series. Double base plated, as I said, 4-coiled, and it's just an awesome piece of equipment. So if you're in the market for a good universal trap, make sure you stop by NorthAmericanTrapper.com. Check out all our traps, but pay particular attention to this number 2 dogless, because I think it's something that's going to be very, very useful for all of you when you're out there on the line.
You need to have faith in the baits and lures piquing the curiosity of those at large predators. North American Trapper has you covered on your quest with our skunk-based Madness, crawfish-based Coon Buster, fish-based Reaper, and our meat-based Mountain Man. North American Trapper baits and lures are all multi-layered and proven to help you become the best predation trapper that you can be. Take back control of the ecosystem that is yours and get our scent bundle at NorthAmericanTrapper.com for the next time you're out breaking dirt on the line.
Welcome back to Duke Trap's presentation of North American Trapper with Alan Probst.
As you can see, that set that I put in here yesterday on this junk pile here, we showed you that trail coming out of there. Got herself a really nice big skunk here. You know, anytime on your farm or your ranch that you're having a problem with these animals, you find the sign, put these cage traps in, or a DP, or a 220, or anything of that nature, and you're going to be successful catching these skunks. And ultimately, I knew we were going to probably have one here today. And we have some other sets that we put in down the road that there's probably going to be some skunks in as well. But ultimately, it doesn't matter if you're using the 220s, these Duke cage traps, the Duke dog proofs, you can catch them in those. Ultimately, you're going to be very successful. Find a sign, put these traps in there. This here, I just put the Coon Buster in there and used the magnet trailing scent, and ultimately we came back here the next day and had a skunk. We're going to reset it, hopefully come back in here and have another one, take it off of this ranch, but ultimately couldn't be any happier. We're doing well out here. It's a little brisk and windy today, but coming in here and seeing this skunk in this Duke cage trap definitely warms the soul. So we'll get this animal taken care of, get it reset, and come back in here tomorrow and see if we have another.
We're on a section road here in South Dakota, and we've got a culvert down here, and I'm already aware there's a skunk in that, in a trap. Where did that skunk come from? That's a really good question, and I can't really answer it. There's a culvert, we found sign, we've got some grassy area out here. We've got what was I think that looks like some type of grass field. Maybe it was wheat. Anyway, why is that skunk there? Who knows, but there's a culvert there for cover, and there was sign, so we set it. Let's head down there. I can smell the little skunk. Let's see how tight he is. And he's hidden from people, he's hidden from eagles. And he's got very nice stripes. They do not hibernate, but they go dormant in this northern climate. And so they will come out and feed. They'll probably come out and hydrate some, but they look for shelter, and skunks are a very solitary animal. And they will hibernate or go dormant together. And so they'll find holes and they'll use each other's warmth during the winter time. And then when comes spring, again, they go out on their own. They have no natural enemies. I'm told, and this is from reading, I'm told that even they can fend off a grizzly bear just because of their scent. they can spray that grizzly bear, and it's very caustic material. And it takes them 5+ days to regenerate that material. And so they are hesitant to spray it because all of the spray that they have, it's a one-time shot. And so they're going to turn, they're going to threaten you, and but if they don't have to, they're going to walk away without spraying you. They're really quite an interesting critter. This skunk, we're going to take him with us, and this set is ready to go.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I know at the end of my trip, I definitely had some skunk smell in my truck, but that's part of the equation when you're going after that smelly critter. But ultimately, you can see the methods and techniques that are going to help you catch a lot of these nest raiders. And you know, that's one of the things here at North American Trapper. We want to be ecologically and environmentally sound when it comes to our trapping practices. And catching these skunks like today, or raccoons, or possums, it doesn't matter. You're alleviating a lot of pressure off of those ground nesting birds, especially on your properties where you have game birds and you are, you know, looking to hunt those birds. Taking a few of these critters out of the equation is definitely going to help you when it comes to that during hunting season. If you need any products, make sure you stop by NorthAmericanTrapper.com. We have a lot of different packages there. We have baits, we have lures, DVDs, pretty much everything you're going to need to help you when you go in the field. As we always say, proven products equals proven conservation, and we'll see you next time on North American Trapper.